Let's see. You know what?
What?
There's something actually I have been wanting to talk about.
Like?
And that's the Yura situation. I think that's how you say her name. Yura. It's some famous TikToker.
Yura. Who is that?
Or like streamer or whatever. And like she was like making this song and like she was just saying the N-word in it a lot. And a lot of people were taking it like the wrong way. And
well, what race is she?
She's Hispanic. So like
okay.
You know what I mean? And so I can see where people were coming from with that because like, okay, yeah, she's not black, whatever.
Right.
And granted, like for me at least, like I've known so many like Hispanic people throughout my whole life. Like obviously Tristan, Eli, all you feel me? Like it's like kind of a part of us. And so in a sense, I get it, like, all right, you don't want certain people saying it. You know, if you're not part of the culture, don't like try to take from the culture or whatever. Right. But I don't know, like it's just I feel like granted, like yeah, it's just a word. You know, words can only have as much power as you give it.
Right.
And you know, with certain things, it's like, you know, you know what you say and what not to say.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing with that was just kind of like, you know, like you didn't have to put it in your song. Yeah, like it's kind of like, you know.
How do you spell her name?
Yera. And
Yera.
You know, she had a song. She was like, I don't fuck with none of these niggas. I don't fuck with none of these bitches. So like, you obviously know, like, she's not meaning it in any type of like derogatory way or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's still kind of like, you know, there's so many other broader words, you know, that you could have used, you know, and I feel like for me at least, that was kind of my thing with it was like,
is it the one with the guy and the girl?
Yeah.
Or is the guy and her or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And like, I feel like, you know, there's certain things that she could have said instead of that word. You didn't need to use that word specific.
Yeah.
Knowing that you probably gonna get backlash for it. You know what I mean? Like it's a big thing right now.
Yeah.
And so it was just weird to me, like, you know, she's saying it and then she started going later, like, oh, I hope I don't get canceled, Yeah. But like you already kind of knew that might come with it. And I've been seeing a lot of people like kind of siding with her, like, oh, it's just a word, you guys are sensitive, But like for me, it's kind of like, what if, like, you know what I'm saying, like it doesn't even matter what race it is, but if they were like start to say like, oh, what's good, like what's good, like, you know, WB.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you know, how would y'all feel like if that was being said or like people were using that word and those words? Do it again. Like, dog.
Wait. This is her song?
Yes.
Like she made a song with the N-word in it.
Yes. Think about it. You know how many times she probably had to re-say that shit?
I can't even see where she's like, I can hear where she's saying it, but I want to see the lyrics. Let me see.
I ain't fuck with none of these niggas. I ain't fuck. See?
Okay.
Like, you see what I mean?
I see. And
so, like, she's saying that tells me that she knows that she was wrong.
That's what I was getting at. It's her seeing that, or her knowing that word could give her some backlash, some negative backlash, and like still doing it. I think it's kind of a gray area though, just because of the landscape of the world right now. Like everyone says like terrible things, and she does too. But I mean, I don't think that she's right for doing it. But it's also like, but there's also this weird like thing where I feel like only white people are the only people that get backlash for it.
Oh yeah.
Like if they say if they say WB, if they say the N-word, like anything like that, like, and I feel like everyone kind of gives like Hispanics and stuff like that free reign to say those type of words. You know what I mean? And same thing with like black people, like you know what I mean? Like they kind of, as long as you're not white, I feel like people look at it differently. Yeah, you know
like when
black
people be like, "What's up, white boy?" or shit like that. You feel me? Like that could be derogatory to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I won't say like white people sometimes aren't racist. Everybody's racist. Everyone's racist. Yeah, but it's just like you knew, like the fact that you felt like you had to go say like, "I hope I don't get canceled." Should have told you, all right, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe this isn't good for my image. Maybe it's not good for what I want to myself to represent, or maybe I know I'm a big figure in the Hispanic community. Maybe this is how I want people to kind of perceive that somebody that is supported by this Hispanic community is, you know what I mean? It was just like, I don't know.
So what do you think that she should have? How should she have went? Like, obviously, like, probably not say the word in the first place. But how do you think she should have went about, like, after saying it? Like, you think she just shouldn't have put a video out?
Yeah, I don't think she
should have just kind of stood on it, like, and just let it be whatever,
and let it people be known. Like, I'm not saying this in a way, like, I'm saying it in a way
because at that point she knows, like, she's messing up.
Exactly. Like, we've grown up around Hispanic girls. We know when they're saying nigga, da da da, they're not meaning it in a way of like, oh, you're that. They're saying it like, oh, homeboy, or maybe like this guy. Like, you know, and I feel like that's a bad thing that has happened, is that we've kind of substituted that word in a way of like kind of speaking to one another. Yeah. Which is I feel like a problem, because then that allows other people to be like, well, when everybody else says it, why can't I?
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I just, like I said, I feel like everyone just gives everyone except for, I feel like white people have it the worst in that type of realm. You know what I mean? And I don't really understand it, because like, if those are words that you don't want people to say, make everyone not say them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I don't see the favoritism and all the like kind of calmness about other people saying it. But when a white person says it, now they're affiliated with the KKK and like, you know, racist, white supremacists, all that. Like I just.
Everybody should be held to the same account.
Same account, exactly. And I feel like she's just... Should she have said it in the first place? No. But I think, like I said, there's just so much free reign between Hispanics and black people where it's like you guys can say those things kind of. But it being right, I don't think so. Oh. And her putting that message out and thinking that, like, it was... like, I don't know, because...
like, what did she think was going to happen? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's my thing. What did you expect to happen when you decided to drop that, or you decided to live stream it, and then you decided to make a video saying, "I hope I don't get"?
But canceled. That's what I feel like she knows that she's in the wrong, and she knows that she's gonna get some type of backlash. But don't sit here and make it like. I don't know if it's better to like come forward and make a video about that, or if it's bad to just let it be.
I feel like if she would have let it be and just be like, yeah, it's just a song, I'm not meaning it in any racist way, I feel like that would have been better. Like if everybody heard the song and then was like, oh, what the, you know what I mean? Then you could be like, oh, obviously I'm not meaning it in that way. Right. But like at the same time, it's like, I can say I'm a little guilty of it. Like for instance, like some of my Hispanic homies, if they say the N-word, I don't really mind it, because
you don't, right?
I know it's because we're homies, like we're talking. That's just how we talk. Right. That's how we're raised, and you know what I'm saying? Right. And I feel like that's another thing that's kind of bad. But then again, it's like, you know, like if you're comfortable with somebody in your group saying it, like I feel like there shouldn't be too much to go about it. And I feel like if that's the case, then the whole group should know, like, okay, if this is how we talk, then nobody should be getting offended. Nobody should be, you know what I'm saying? But then she's not like that though. She hangs out with mainly Hispanic people. Right. And so like that's what she's seen around the most videos, I was checking some of the videos out to see like really if this is like if a common occurrence. And granted, some of her other friends that she makes videos with, they say it too. Right. And so maybe, and I don't know her personal life, so maybe she does hang around, you know, African American people that allow her to say it, and you know, but still, I don't think that was the right way to go about it.
Right. But do you think, so you said that like you hang around like people like, we know people that say the N-word, like Hispanic people that say the N-word. Would it be different if you had a white friend, because I know you have, that says the N-word, and you get a little, like you feel a little type of way towards it, right? What makes you, like, what kind of goes through your head that makes it be like, all right, them saying it, it's whatever, but them saying it, it's just wrong?
You know what? And that's a good question, because to be honest, I ain't gonna lie. I probably, like, if I had a white friend and he started saying it, I probably would kind of look at him sideways,
because it catches you off guard, right? But it's always that thing that like makes people feel like they should be censored, like white people should be censored of things they say. But like, is that right? No, because it's freedom of speech. Exactly. But I don't know. Do you think it could be something like with the past, like in everything that's happened?
I definitely do think it's something with that, because I ain't gonna lie. Yes, racism happened.
Mm.
Yes, it was a long time ago. Yes, it was a long years that it was going on.
Right.
But at the same time, how much longer are we going to keep going with that stigma? Because if we never kind of get over it, not get over it,
yeah.
but like if we keep on keeping that thing of like, yes, it should be known, it's history, da da da. But like, I feel like the more and more that we keep it as something as of like, oh, white people did this, so they can't say, they can't do this.
Yeah.
I feel like it's never going to be solved. It's never going to become a thing where nobody says it,
right.
or to the point where people feel comfortable enough to be like, I don't give a fuck about that word.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's so tricky just because like I understand that.
So like for instance, like like if like okay, here's the question, like if your mom was to say it, like
right.
I probably wouldn't care, honestly.
Yeah, but you wouldn't care if my mom
like
said
you
it?
feel me? And I say that because I've been around your mom so much.
Right.
I like that's like second mom. So
but is it also like something that you give like it's kind of like a double take? Like would you give a double take? Like did she just say that?
Honestly,
like,
no.
I think I would even give a double take. Like
okay, I think it would be a double take because like we've obviously never heard her say it. So it'd be like, but like I feel like if she was to say it, I probably wouldn't mind it. Like if she was like, oh, like what are you doing?
Like what up, my nigga?
Like, what's good? Like, you feel me? I don't think that I would take it away because I know in my like deep down in my heart and her heart that she's not like that.
Like saying it like
right. Like
but also kind of would you not like have a double take as to like you've never said it before? Why are you saying it now?
Okay, yeah. See,
like you know what I mean? Like you're saying like she might not mean it like that, and like my mom didn't say the N-word by the way. But I'm trying to clear the air with that one. You know what I mean? But like it would kind of be like, why are you saying it now? Like I know she doesn't have ill intention, but like who has she been hanging around with? Or like what made her comfortable enough to say that? But is that also the filter that we put on white people? You know what I mean? Like that
because like honestly, I'll admit it. Like me and my Mexican homies, he said the N-word, I said Beaner. Like
I say the N-word.
You feel me? Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's a mix of like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's who you hang out with and how you guys operate.
Yeah.
And I feel like, honestly, if I was good enough friends with a white person and I grew up with them, we talked like this and we said it all the time. I call him nigga because I called everybody that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you my nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if he learned to get in there and started like, you know what I'm saying, it, I would maybe be like, the first time I'd probably be like, but then I would be like, you know what? I can't really tell him not to because I say it. My Mexican homie say it. Right. What's different from my Mexican homie than him?
But I think personally, I think me and you think about it a lot. Like I think we think about that there's just be no filter on anyone. Because if you remember that one time we went, it was me, you, and Tristan, and we went to Waddell's or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was me and you, and we were out there. Like on the dance floor, and Tristan went to go to the bathroom or something, and he came back and he was like, "This guy just called me the N-word or something like that."
He walked up to us.
Tristan was more mad, and we were like, "Okay," like we went to him, we were like, "What happened?" He was like, "He just called me the N-word," and me and you were kind of like, "It's all good, bro."
Like, you feel me?
Like you know what I mean?
I feel like once you like stop letting certain words affect you, knowing like, all right, there's gonna be plenty of people that say this.
Right.
I can't tell somebody you can't say this. Yeah. Like at the end of the day, they got free will. I can't shut their mouth closed. I can't take it out of their vocabulary.
Exactly.
If they say it, okay, that's not my problem. As long as I don't let myself be affected by it, I feel like it's all good. Exactly. For that instance, like nigga walked up to us. He was like, no. I was like, hey, chill, bro, you good? Like,
I think we shook him up actually.
Yeah, I'm like, we shook him up. We were like, don't trip. Like he came up, he was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't mean it that way."
And then his wife, and you remember his wife came up and she was like, "He's drunk. Like don't worry. Like we're so sorry. Like." And then I think we were trying to get him to say it. Actually, we were like, "Just say it, bro." And then she was like, "No, don't say it." Yeah. I think we're bad influences.
Yeah, we probably are bad.
But I also feel like I think we think about it like there just should be no filter on anyone. Like, and if you're going to say something, don't hold someone else to a different standard. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
Like everyone should just be on the same flat, even surface. Like if you're gonna say this, let this person say this. No matter like if I think the world would be a lot better if no one saw color, and I think that's the whole thing. Like if everything was black and white, like how it was on TV, like
and somebody was saying the N-word, you would be like, oh, that's just him. In for the instance of how it's been modernized now to be not about just black people because there's obviously the ER, which is
and I think I think the ER, like and that's the thing is like if you can like what's the word? If you can
differentiate,
if you can differentiate the two, like all right, A and ER, those are two different things.
Like when I say GA, like that's like all right, cool, like but
like, if you say like, GER, it's like all right.
You know what I'm saying? Like now I know, like you mean it some other type of way, obviously. And so I feel like with that, for instance, like you said, if the world was black and white and people were saying the N-word, I don't think people would trip as much.
It's kind of like the what's the dude's name? He's a famous guy, or like just became famous, or like streamer. Started with a clavicular.
Oh, clavicular, yeah.
Like I've seen videos of him saying it, and like there was this dude that he was a black guy, and he was like something like, "Why do you say the word da da da?" And he was just kind of like, I mean, it's in my vocabulary. Like, it's not like he didn't say ER. Like, he was just saying A. And like, even the black dude, he was kind of like, all right, like as long as you like explain it. But like, I even feel like even having to explain yourself to someone. Exactly. Like, if it's ER, okay, now like, we got a different convo.
Right.
If it's A, like I feel like no one owes anyone an explanation in that sense. Like you can never sit here and make the world perfect to how it would be, because if the world was perfect, it'd be either no one's racist or everyone's just racist. Exactly. You know what I mean? And I feel like and no one gets offended by either. You know what I mean? Like I think that's a perfect world. So I don't know. I think it's just the stigma around like a white person that it's like you can't say this word, or this word, but
everybody else can.
But everyone else can. Exactly.
The stigma behind white people,
and even some even some like you know the people that like they use the excuse of like, oh, I'm half black, but they look super white.
Like Logic. Logic is a perfect example of
Logic
color.
I've never
Logic is a perfect example of people just seeing color and not seeing the deeper, because Logic is a white person, like he's white looking. You know, he's white presenting. But he's half black. His dad is black, is full black.
Right.
So and he says the N-word in some of his songs.
Yeah.
And people used to get mad at him for that, even though dude, he's you. You and Logic are probably the same, like, but you're just a darker complexion. But Logic is literally like you. Look his dad up. Promise you. Watch.
Is this a black guy?
Yes. I'm so serious. Watch. Logic is black.
This is a black dude.
His dad is literally full black. Swear. He's just white. He just has that color of a white.
But his dad, I mean,
he's black. So, like, you know what I mean?
That is a black. I mean,
he's black.
That's a real light black. That's a lot. So, okay. So now I can understand why Logic is so. I never actually seen him. So I thought he looks like a white guy. But yeah,
would scrutinize him because he would say the N-word. But he would tell people like
he said the N-word. When did he say it?
In some of his songs back in the day when he first was making music.
What about Lil Skies?
Lil Skies,
is he black too? Because I've heard songs of him.
And Lil Skies says the N-word a lot in his songs, and he's still a lighter complexion. He's way lighter than you. So it's like, why are these people getting, you know what I'm saying, scrutinized, but they're black? Like, you know what I mean? I feel like that's what it is. Really, it's just the stigma of the color and the word being attached to something that is a very dramatic situation. Like, like for like dead ass, because like if I was to walk into a white person and I was like, oh, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like that white person probably not gonna take that as bad, and they might, but it's
I feel like I just feel like also because like I've seen that too. Like no one really takes offense to that word,
right? That's what I'm saying.
But it's like, does that word really, like, is there history behind it, or no? Or is it just a random like?
I think the history would probably stem from all the way back in the day too.
But I never even heard any
but like you don't really hear that a lot though, because obviously it's not really a word that's commonly used.
Yeah.
Because you gotta think, we have the N-word being pushed through media, being pushed through rappers, being pushed through a lot of people that put this out.
Yeah.
And it's people hearing it. People were saying in rap songs, if a white person is rapping his favorite rapper is Gunna, and he's rapping lyric for lyric, and he says the N-word, does he deserve to be scrutinized for that? No, I don't think so, because again, the people gonna make music for people like him. You think Gunna's gonna go and tell that guy, no, don't say that? No, he's not gonna go tell the person that listens to his music to not say that.
Yeah. So what do you like? So okay. I think for this girl, I think that she should have probably never put the video out because like she could have had it on her mind. You know what I mean? Like, damn, I might get canceled, but don't make a video about it because I guess it kind of proves the point that like she might have had a little like either she made like she makes music, right?
Yeah, I think so. That was like really the only song I really heard.
Yeah, I've never even heard of this girl. But like so I think like either this could go two ways. Either she made that song to get attention by saying that word, or she made that video at the end to get attention
towards it.
Yeah,
because the more people, because I think about it this way, the more what's the word? The more publicity that you bring to it, right? Because that's shock value.
Yeah, it's like any like even negative publicity.
Yeah, it's good publicity. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
like someone's still gonna go and listen to the song after she said that.
Exactly, because like, did she actually say exactly? So that's just pushing it more and more.
What is the song called?
I have no clue, but I feel like with her making that video, it just made people think too, like, you know, why would she think she'd get canceled for it?
Yeah,
and then it makes them go, oh,
yeah,
you were saying this.
Yeah,
and that's good. Now it's getting my mind like you shouldn't be saying that in the first place.
Right.
And so like that's what with the thing was with that is just sometimes there's certain places for certain things.
Yeah.
And especially if you're somebody that is a popular figure, and especially right now for Hispanic people with everything that's going on, I feel like there's certain times for certain things.
So do you think that the world's just super sensitive? Like, do you think the world's either super sensitive right now, or do you think everyone's just being too like? I mean, I guess it's still sensitive.
Everybody's being too sensitive because think about it. I know for a fact that some of the people, African American people that were commenting on her videos, saying like, "Oh, you shouldn't be saying that." I know damn well that they probably have maybe a Hispanic person, maybe a light-skinned person that says that.
Yeah.
And a light-skinned person half white.
Yeah.
So, but you're not going to get on them.
Right.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know, like, people are just sensitive nowadays, man. A very, very sensitive generation coming up right now.
I mean, I don't even think, I think that there's just a lot of I think that this is very popular in the African American culture is like specifically women. Like, so I'm not gonna say men, but I'm saying specifically women, where it is kind of like they stick their neck out for words like that. Like if it's someone not in their like culture, or you know what I mean. I feel like they're more vocal than the men. Because, like, and I don't like. I never really understood that because is it like. I don't want to call it jealousy just because it's like, all right, you see this girl and like she looks nothing like you,
but she's using
and you think,
words
and she like it's using your word. You know what I mean? Like
I don't think of it as like a thing of Black women. I feel like, and it's not like a stereotype, but I feel like it's known that Black women are very passionate, very strong spoken, and I feel like. I mean, and I think that's a very good thing, I think, for sure. Like, Black women very much need to be that, especially in today's society, because I do definitely think, like, a lot of Black women are scrutinized for certain things and have to be held to certain standards than other people.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's just a thing of Black women love their culture. Black women do this. Like, for instance, when a Black woman sees for athletes, for instance, every time I look at an athlete with their maybe Hispanic wife or their
like
white wife, and always in the comments, it's always, oh, he didn't want to, why didn't he have a Black girl? Why didn't he have this? And I can say this personally. I've talked to a Hispanic woman, and my own mother has been like, your mama Black, why don't you talk to a Black woman?
It's kind of like keep it in the culture, but like, what is that? Like, what is that?
I feel like it's a thing.
I don't think I could really say because I don't have a Black mom.
Yeah.
But like, I wonder what that is. Like,
I feel like it's a thing of like Black women for so long were so scrutinized for certain things that they feel like as Black men, do you think they almost feel entitled? Like Black men should be entitled to Black women? Black women, yes. I think that's it. I think that's it, because when they see that, oh, he wanted to get and I feel like it's another thing too with Black women is that they have such this thing with themselves, like all the guys want the lighter skinned girl, the most beautiful girl, and there's plenty of beautiful Black women out there.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like that's another thing too with society, like lighter is better looking.
Right.
And I feel like that's another, like colorism. I feel like it's a very big thing in today's society. And I feel like that's why a lot of black women feel like they're either like scrutinized or left out.
Do you think that they almost feel like it's because obviously, like if you have a black mom, black dad, and you're obviously black, and you get with a white woman, your kid's coming out 50%, and then that kind of choose like whatever they choose to get with, whether it's a another white lady or whatever, a white man or whatever, like they're losing the black in the bloodline.
Yes.
Like, do you think that they're almost like fearful for that too? Like, I can't really, like, I don't even know.
That's a good question. You know what? And I will say this because I think a lot of other races are like that. Like, for instance, I think a lot of Hispanic cultures want to keep Hispanic in the family.
Yeah.
I think a lot of white people, for instance, too, want to keep kind of like, keep it in the family.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like when it comes to interracial couples and the stigma with like how the parents gonna think.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is really I feel like that was built on by the older generation.
Oh yeah.
Because you got to think back in the day, they were probably being told, yeah, you need to be with your peoples.
Right.
Because I feel like that was a big thing, was like your neighborhood was primarily who you are.
Yeah, what color you are.
Exactly. So it was odd to see, interracial couples, especially back in the day of slavery times when people would have sex with the white men would have sex with the black slaves and the black, you know what I'm saying? I feel like colorism has been such a big thing. And it's just, I feel like it's been programmed into the blood of the older generation. I feel like our generation is so good with being interracial. I think that truly. I see so many different cultures and religions getting mixed together, and I love that.
What kind of makes you think like our generation is the one that's kind of changing? Yeah, I guess we are kind of the one that's changing. Like, what do you think ours? Or I wouldn't even really say ours. I'd probably say like maybe like our parents. Our parents are probably the one that changed it. Yeah. But like after that, like it's a lost cause. Like everyone's mad at if you're not with their like your people or whatever. Like I think. But what makes you think that? Do you think we're just kind of evolving more, or like we're kind of seeing the world half full instead of half empty? Like we're like, okay, like love who you love kind of thing. Like, do you think that's what we're kind of seeing?
I definitely think that's where we're going in our generation because.
And I also feel like it's like we're seeing love who you love, but also it's kind of like we have this. I don't really like. I love who I love. I don't care what you have to say, regardless.
Yes, like, that's what I feel like. Our generation is gonna be the one that changes a lot of things, not just for the United States, but for the world. Because I feel like our generation is so much of I don't care. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Right.
And I feel like that's good to an extent, obviously, but I feel like that's good because it shows people that who cares what somebody else might think, or who cares what the stigma might be.
Yeah.
If you want to if you're a black dude and you want to go be with that white woman, go be with that white woman that you fell in love with.
Regardless of whoever says anything. Exactly. Like it's love who you love. Almost.
Exactly. Right. And I feel like the older generation just didn't kind of get that because they grew up in different times.
And I also think that it is kind of like, I also think that our generation is just not as scared anymore. You know what I mean? Like our parents, or our grandparents would like probably scrutinize our parents. Like, you know what I mean? And they cared more about what they said than I think our generation cares about what our parents are going to say.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Especially if it's like, you're not leading by example. Like if it's like, you're a black son, like your mom and dad are both black, and then they split and your dad gets with a white woman or a Hispanic woman or whatever, and then you get with a white woman or a Hispanic woman, and then your dad's mad or your mom's mad or something like that. But it's like, you're not leading by example because you left my mom to get with this white woman. So like, you know what I mean? Like, I also think that it's kind of that we're not as fearful towards what anyone has to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like definitely, because back in the day, they were probably like you said, they were probably telling nope, don't talk to that white man.
And like the consequences are probably harsher. Yeah,
exactly. Because I know myself, I don't care. I'll go date a white woman. I'll go date a Mexican woman. I've talked to plenty of different races, and so I feel like our generation is definitely breaking a lot of generational curses. I feel like we're doing that a lot when it comes to just, I mean, being who they are. Like back in the day, a lot of people were scared to come out as gay.
Yeah,
we have so many people coming out as gay now.
Right.
They're not afraid anymore.
Right.
Transgender people, they're doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
You have so many people that are breaking generational curses that I feel is very good for the humanity. I feel because the more and more we break those boundaries and the more we stop the stigmas of certain things being bad,
right,
I feel like the world would be so much less sensitive, so much less, combative with each other.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we'll get to a point where making gay jokes is funny to gay people. I feel like, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay. So that's interesting because I don't think that. I think that we're healing a lot. I can't even really say healing because it just seems like everyone hates each other nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like the progression that we make, like, yes, people aren't scared to come out. People aren't scared to, you know what I mean, do whatever they want with their body.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that we're not ever going to, like, I don't really know how to explain it because, like, yes, we're gradually we've came a long way from what it used to be, what it was, right? But I don't think it can really get any further than that. Because if you think about it, it's like we got here to where, yes, we're accepting gay people. We're accepting, like, you know what I mean? Not us, but, like, the whole... I'm trying to make it... I'm trying to make everything... You know what I mean, though? So, like as a whole, you know what I mean? I just don't see it getting any further than this because, like, what is the next step?
I know, I see exactly
what you know what I mean? Like, what is, like, is it like, okay, like, we accept gay people now, what is it?
Where do we go from there?
Like, is everyone going to become, like, gay or is everyone just going to fall in line to, like, the same, like...
But then that begs the question then, will that start another cycle of not hate, but a stigma of, well, for instance, like with Black people,
right? We
came a long way from slavery, came a long way from segregation, right?
Yeah.
But there's still, there's still racism, there's still segregation. Like you still have sundown towns, like you have the free will to still do what you do.
Yeah.
But you might get in trouble being out at night,
right?
And so I feel like my question is, do you think like if, for instance, like you said, when we get to the point where, gay people are really, really accepted, will it become a thing of, if you make fun of gay people, are you now a bad person?
Are you now put in that?
Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, we accept the gay people now.
But
do they have certain privileges? I think that's the word.
I can see where you're coming from, but it's also kind of like, you can't just go out on the street. I think, like, because this also goes back to us saying, like, is the world too sensitive? Because you can't just go outside and be like, make gay jokes in front of gay people. They might take it the wrong way. You know what I mean? Even though you might not have any ill intention, like you're just like saying whatever, they might not see it like that.
Right.
So I don't think that you'll ever be able to go outside and like say something like even nigga, like, you know what I mean? You can't go out there and like say that to a Black person if you're white or if you're like someone without someone feeling some type of way.
Exactly.
So I don't think that we'll ever. I don't think that there'll ever be a time where you can go out and do those things without there being consequences. But as in like us being put in, if everyone became, not everyone became gay, but if we started accepting it and like everyone started accepting it, and like you did come out and you started doing like the hates and all that. I'm trying to even remember what you asked. What you asked again? Sorry.
It was more like, do you think if we start, like, not if, but when being gay is really, really accepted in society,
and do you mean by like every single person?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, because we've already got to the point where gay marriage is acceptable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, will it become to a point where people are starting to hold gays to a certain privilege of like, oh, we can't make fun of them, but we can say this other stuff. You know what I mean?
So that is real interesting, just because I think that's how it already is. And I'm not gonna lie, I really do think that's how it is.
Oh, low key.
And if you think about it, because like so think if a white redneck hillbilly said something about gay people, what is he? He's a Republican. He's transphobic. He's gay, he's homophobic. He's all these things, right? But And like everyone, he starts getting all the hate, right?
Yeah.
But if a gay person says something about them, they get all the love, and they're like, "Yeah, you're right. Like that guy sucks." Like da. Like I think that's kind of where we are right now. It's like, okay, like if you want to be, like for example, like say you're out with your family, right? Okay. And you're a straight man, and like you know what I mean. You have your beliefs in whatever, right? And say someone who's gay or whatever, they come up to you and they're trying to like preach to you like why it's okay and all these things, and you know why it's okay, but you don't want that in your family realm. You don't want someone to come in and beat it into your kids' heads and like make their ideas kind of go wherever, right? Yeah. And say like someone's doing that with you and you're kind of like, no, like get away from me, like we don't want that. Like, yeah, we don't want that. Like, you're not doing anything physical and you're not saying anything that'll harm them or anything like that. But you're just saying, no, get away. How is that person going to take it? Like the gay person. They're going to be like, dude, he's homophobic. But it's also, you're just kind of like, no, I'm not any of those things, but I just don't want nothing to corrupt my kid's brain right now. Like, you know what I mean? Not what we believe in. Yeah, like, that's not what we believe in. Like, we believe in, like the world's like white and black, but if they do decide to go off into the other realm and search for other colors or whatever, like that's them, and that's totally fine. Yeah. And that's totally fine. Let them find it on their own, but don't come and try to beat it into their heads or beat it into anyone else's head. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think that's where it is right now, because it's like, like I feel like gay is being beat into so many people's heads, and like I feel like it's not necessary. It's everywhere you look, and that's fine, and everyone's okay with it, and it's like, okay, whatever. Like, you guys are gonna do what you got to do, but don't come and try to beat it into people's heads and call them a bad person if they don't believe
accept it.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a very good point. I think that is where we are now. Yeah, because for instance, and no offense to people, but I feel like that's really where the transgender people are with that, because I feel like if you look at a transgender person and you say, oh, like you're a man, and biologically, if it's a transgender man, I feel like, yeah, you are a man and I accept you. Like, you're cool as you're who you are. Right. But I'm not going to accept you as a woman. I'm going to accept you as a man. And that's not to say I don't like you. It's not to say I don't hate you. Like, I don't hate you at all. Right. It's just not what I believe in. And you can't be like, well, I am this, so now I'm going to scrutinize you. I'm going to cancel you, da-da-da. Right. Which is fucked up.
I also feel like that is a real gray line, just because it's like, for me, like, if there's someone that says, like, they're a woman, I don't think it's in my kind of like jurisdiction, I guess, to tell them they're not. Like, like I'll have my own thoughts. You know what I mean? I'll have my own thoughts and leave them in my head. But like, if there is a born man that turns woman or turns into a woman, and he says he's a woman or she says she's a woman, be like, I would kind of be like, okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, no, you're a man, da da da, and like try to beat it, because that's the exact same thing of what I was saying with the gay people. Like, I'll never try to beat something into someone's head. If they're going to just like tell me that they believe it, okay, that's cool. I have my own beliefs in the back of my head, but I'm not gonna express those. And I don't know if that's me being scared of like what I'll get, but I also feel like it's just, I feel like that's human decency. I feel like that's all you can kind of give someone, is like
the benefit of the doubt.
You know exactly. I mean? Like everyone's gonna have their own beliefs in certain things. It's just kind of how you either express it, or if you're able to bite your tongue on certain things to kind of not give you that persona or that kind of look.
Like, I feel like, for instance, like, I accept everybody. I have stud friends. I have gay friends. Right. And I feel like, because I know myself, like, okay, I know I'm not gay. Right. And I know that they're gay, but they accept it. They don't try to beat it onto me. They don't be like, oh, like, maybe you should try being gay, because they know, obviously, I'm a straight man. Right. And I feel like if people could be like that, for instance, like Ulysses. Right. My old friend, my old coworker. Yeah. He never tried to do anything because he knew, like, I'm a straight man. We're homies. Right. And he knew, like, I wasn't going to sit here and be like, oh, you're gay. Like, fuck you. Yeah. And I feel like if everybody could just be like, oh, yeah, okay, like, say if you are a gay person, be like, yeah, I'm gay, but I'm not going to sit here and try to make it gay sound like a resort, or make it gay sound like you should come join the team.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? I think that's also where I am. It's like, I'm fine with gay people. That's cool. That's great. don't bring it to me though.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't sit here and think that I'm gonna be cool if you try to kiss me,
right,
bro.
Exactly.
Like I might lose my shit, but like I'm not gonna like if I see a gay person walking by or two men holding hands, like I'm not gonna be like,
yeah, exactly.
like I'm not gonna do
them.
Like yeah, that's them exactly. So that's I feel like that's in order for society to heal. I feel like that's how everyone needs to think on all aspects whether it's race, whether it's however you perceive yourself, whether like. I think that's the only way that society will be able to heal is if everyone thinks like that. And that open-minded, exactly. And I think that I think we're closer than we were. Yes,
100 years ago.
Yeah, we're closer than what we were then, but I think we're still so far away.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Still so far because you still have people that literally hate gay people just because they're gay. You don't know this person
exactly.
You don't know if you guys might be able to relate on some things.
Right?
There's gay people that are way more masculine than some straight people. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, they go hoop, they go to the gym,
right.
And they don't make it gay their personality.
Exactly. And there's some people that you won't even know that they're gay.
Exactly.
Like, until they, like, if they start talking about their boyfriend or something like that. But, like, you could see a dude come in and he's like 6'3", 250, jacked and all that. And, like, you're like, damn, that's a scary dude. Like, you don't know that he's gay.
Right.
Like, and unless he comes and he, like, tells you, hey, I'm gay. Like, you know what I mean? You just see him as a person. So I think that's kind of how it needs to be is, like, just see that person as a person. Even if they do open their mouth and tell you, or even if you do see them holding hands with someone. Like, I think that's, in order for the world to heal around certain situations like that, I think you just got to see everyone as people.
Yeah.
See everyone as people and don't see color.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, and you're right. I feel like we still are far from it, dog. Like, I don't think we will be able to get over that hump, though, until past generation is gone, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of change is going to happen until I feel like we start to become the older generation.
Yeah.
Because I feel like low-key, a lot of young kids now, and I'm going to be honest, I don't really like it, but a lot of young kids now that are growing up when they're high schooler, middle schoolers, elementary, they're trying to say that they're gay. Yeah. They're trying to say, oh, I want to change. And I'm just like.
But I think it's also because they got to be in their heads. Like, it's everywhere you look. Yep. Like, it's on social media, but that's, see, I contradict myself so much because I know that that's on like social media, but also like straight, like that's all over social media too. Like, you know what I mean? So I just don't think you can, like, if someone asks like what, like, how do you even ask that question? Like, what are you? Or like are you gay? Are you not? I think if you're talking about high schoolers or like obviously like I'm talking about like freshmen onwards. Like if you're if you're like junior, senior, like I think you're a little older to know. Like, I guess,
you like a guy, you like girls.
But if you're like at those young ages, I think the simple answer would just be like, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not putting you in any box.
Right.
You're not in any box. You know what I mean? You're kind of like,
you're okay,
like what are you? Like, I'm still trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? That doesn't put you in the straight box. That doesn't put you in the gay box. That puts you right in the middle. You know what I mean?
I feel like, and you know what's something? I remember when I was talking to Ulysses, and I asked him, I was like, you know what? I want to ask you a question. I was like, when did you know you were gay? Right. Was it something that one day you just clicked? Was it something that you saw
or
something?
Like an experience
you heard something?
Or something?
You experienced something?
Yeah.
And he said, it's just how I was forever. And I was like, what do you mean?
And it's kind of like how we're straight.
Exactly.
Like you don't, I don't think you really choose it.
Yeah,
I think it just kind of chooses you. Like we woke up and like we were just like, yeah, we like women. But there's some people that wake up and they're like, I like men. And like that's fine.
Like, he literally said it wasn't a choice. He just has liked men for his whole life since he was a kid. He said he never felt anything towards a woman. It's always been towards a man. Right. And I was just like, you know, that's good. Like, and that was good for me because I got to really see it from somebody that's truly a gay person.
Yeah, yeah. And like, and he wasn't young either. Right?
No, he's like 27, 28.
That's not young. Like, but that's someone that, like, what I mean by that is like, that's someone that has experience. And like, they're not, it's not like they're like 18 years old and they're telling you like, yeah, like I'm gay. Like, you know, and like, you're like, I don't even really think you've lived that much life to like, but like, I feel like 27, you're established. You know what you
you know what you like, you know what you experience.
Yeah.
You know, okay, like I like this. I don't think I'm gonna question it.
Yeah.
And I asked him that too. I was like, you've never seen a girl that's like just so bad, like damn. And he was like, no, like,
but you see that guy over there, that Drew.
But he said, but I've seen some niggas, and you know what I'm saying. And I was like, okay, like I feel
and
like
he's probably like the same way you see a woman's ass. That's how I see him.
And that's literally what he said. Oh my god, he literally was like the same way that if you were to look at a woman and a man, and you go to the girl, is the same way I would look at a woman and a man, and I would go for the man. And that was just so crazy to me because it was like, okay, there are certain instances where it's like this guy has literally been like this his whole life. It wasn't a choice. It wasn't something he was like, oh, I'm gonna follow a trend. It wasn't something where he was like, oh, I seen this on TV, so I want to replicate that. That's just who he was, since the beginning.
I mean, like I don't think me and you have any problem with like gay people. Like the only thing, like I just don't want to see, like if it's on my phone, I'm gonna scroll past. If I see two dudes kissing, I'm like, whoa, hold on, buddy.
And that's what I'm saying, like. Because okay, I wouldn't really say that because like if he was to invite me to his wedding, I would go and they would kiss. Obviously,
no. I'm talking about like if it's a
like
choice.
Being get pushed at you.
No, I'm not saying like if he's your homie and like you get invited, like you know what you're getting yourself into. Like it's if you have a problem, don't go. But if you go, you know what you're gonna see.
Right,
like,
exactly.
No, I'm talking about like if I'm scrolling like late night on Instagram or something like that, and as I see it, I'm like, okay, don't get that in front of me. But no, I feel like if like. And I think that's what we're talking about, like when you're just accepting. You know what I mean?
It's just being a decent human being.
Exactly. And
because like if Jesus was gay, and would niggas be, oh, I don't fuck with Jesus now because he felt certain type of way? Jesus never had a love.
That's a crazy.
And I'm not gonna say like
that's
Jesus
a crazy
is gay, obviously, because in the Bible it does say certain things about that.
Yeah.
But I feel like for like instances, for like something like this, I'll kind of use this as a way like. If Jesus was an immigrant now, and say Jesus came to the United States illegally, will we scrutinize Jesus becoming? Are we gonna go make Jesus do his papers, or are we gonna let him do because he's Jesus? If Jesus accepted everybody,
like
you know what I mean?
Like, are we talking about Jesus in the Big 2-6?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if Jesus was to be
like, and we knew he was Jesus, or like he was just a random person.
Yes, if
like,
Jesus,
if we knew
he was Jesus, and he came into the States illegally. Will we make Jesus leave the country and do his papers into the United States? No. Exactly. No. So that's what I'm saying. And that leads me.
Well, no, I mean, I think the people that believe in him, but also, this is also where it's kind of a hard thing because it's like some people, if they found out Jesus was gay, they'd probably stop following.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, and we're not saying Jesus is gay.
We're not saying Jesus is gay. Like, we know what the Bible says.
We know what the Bible says.
You know what I'm saying?
But, like, hypothetically,
yeah,
I think there will be a significant drop in followers for him. I mean, real fast.
And especially with the super Christians.
Yeah, and I mean, and I'm talking about, like even, like, churches, even hardcore pastors like, they're reading, like, I even think even they would kind of fall out of that. You know what I mean? Yep. So I don't know. That's
what I'm saying. Like that's why I wanted to use that instead of that. Use if Jesus came to the country illegally, will we scrutinize Jesus and tell Jesus get the fuck out of the United States and get your papers, even though we know this is our Lord and Savior? You know why? And then that would begin to.
Was Jesus ever even in the? I don't even think the United States wasn't even a thing. I think he was just on land.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Jesus went to places that he was scrutinized in.
Yeah,
and he accepted those people regardless.
And
that's another topic that I kind of want to get into is like with the whole immigration thing. Like, will we make Jesus go get his papers? You know what I mean? Like. Would Jesus want us to be doing what we are doing?
No, but that's also the thing that separates man from Jesus is that knowing that we sinned and that's what created that eternal separation from him. You know what I mean? It's always just trying to find yourself or find your way back to him little by little. So I mean, he knows that no one's going to be as accepting as him. Like he came to here and he lived a perfect life, so we didn't have to. Yeah. So he knows that we're going to make those mistakes, and he knows that we're going to not live a perfect life like he did. Right. And we're going to judge people, and we're going to scrutinize people, and we're going to say these things that we don't mean or we do mean. But he's the ultimate forgiver. He's going to forgive, and you know what I mean? And so I just think that that's something that you can't really put in a box because Jesus is on his own level of like miles from everyone. You know what I mean?
Right. And but like then it's like it's just like how would Jesus I try to think about that how would Jesus think about like the ICE raids? How would Jesus think about like immigration laws? How would Jesus think about, stuff like that?
Well,
I think, like, don't get me wrong, and I'm not afraid to say it, I do think that having certain rules and regulations to becoming a citizen for a certain country, because regardless of where you go around the world, you're going to have to do that. Right. It's not just the United States that kicks people out for not being legal.
Yeah.
It's a whole bunch of countries that do it.
Yeah.
But I feel like, me personally, I don't really mind people coming in illegally, but that's just me though. Right, like yeah. I can't say for thy neighbor. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I can't be like, for instance, if I was to jump my neighbor's fence and sit in his backyard, he's not gonna want me to do that random. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He'd be like, you could have just said what's up and came in. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. And I feel like that's really what it really should be. I definitely think that the immigration and stuff should be a little easier. I definitely think that it should be a little more maintained in a better way.
So you went back or going back to, you said like, what would kind of Jesus think about it? But like, I think he kind of say the same thing he said on the cross, like forgive them for they don't know what they do. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, I think he would be like, yeah, they're doing bad things, but like I said, he's the ultimate. He's the ultimate forgiver. So I just think that you can't really put him in any box of what he would think because we know what he would think. And that's why there's so many people, including me and you, that try to find our way to him because we know we haven't lived a perfect life and we've done certain things that we're like, please forgive us. Like, you know what I mean? So I just think like, you can't really say what would he think because we already know what he would think. He might not like it, but he's going to forgive us. You know what I mean? As long as we've tried to find our way back to him little by little. So I think
that's a good point.
I mean, but what I think about it is completely different than what Jesus would think about it.
Yeah.
I think the same way that you said is like, yes, like there is, if you were to go hop on your neighbor's fence, or if we would go to hop our neighbor's fence, he wouldn't want us there. Right. He would be like, why didn't you come through the right way? Right. Say what's up, let your face be shown. And then maybe you could sit in our backyard for a little bit. Right. But instead you kind of hopped over and you did it not the right way. Right. Yeah. And some neighbors will take it as far as, shoot first estate. You're on their property, you're trespassing, you might get shot. So, I mean, now putting that into context with the ICE raids and the immigrants and all that, I think it's just like that is the perfect kind of the perfect example, or like the perfect, what's the word? Like comparing, I guess. Comparison. Yeah, like the perfect comparison. But I also don't think that, like, I don't think this should be a shoot first estate. I know it's in our amendments, but like maybe like once, twice, three times, like third strike, you're out. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. If they tell you, I think it should be like verbal warning, and then, you know what I mean? Like kind of thing. I don't think everyone should just go like shoot illegal people. I don't think that. But like, yeah, like kind of like third strike, you're out. Like if you are keep doing it, like you force our hand kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what I think about it. Kind of like the same way you think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because, like, I'm very much of a people person. I'm a human what is it? I'm a socialist in some ways.
Or what, a social butterfly kind
of person? Saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love everybody. Like, if we didn't have borders, I would be fine with it. If we have borders, I'm fine with it.
I mean, I think I don't know if I'd be fine with it. So, like, you're saying, like would that still be the United States or in Mexico or whatever? Like, or would it be like a whole flush?
Oh, no, not like a whole flush. Like for instance, like
USA mix or whatever.
Yeah, like you feel me? Like if the United States and Mexico were mixed, I would be perfectly fine with that.
Like if we intertwined.
Right, yeah, because I'm a person that, like, you feel me?
I mean, that's kind of how, sorry, go ahead.
Like for instance, like when all of it started happening, I was a big believer in, bro, I shouldn't be thinking da-da-da, all this should not be happening, da-da-da, they're people, they can go wherever they want, free will, da-da-da. But then when you start going into the deeper things of like, yeah, there are bad people that are coming in. Yeah, there are things that are coming into the United States that we didn't have before that are being brought in from other places. And so I still am a person that is like, you know what, F the border, just let everybody in and we'll figure it out from there. But then it goes into, okay, well, if we do that, then that puts not only ourselves at liability and risk, but a lot of other things.
So also something to think about is also like, think about it. Like I guess we'll just say the United States. I won't say all North America because Canada can do whatever they want. So also think about this, like the United States is a lot smaller than. Like, are you saying open the border for just Mexico or like
no,
all
of
of
everybody?
Oh, okay.
Everybody.
No, okay, so no. So I think so.
That's like no.
So personally, think about this, right? Say LeBron James' house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say LeBron took down all his fences. He doesn't live in a gated community.
Mm-hmm.
He said everyone, like, he dropped the Addy. Everyone come to my house, right? Think about how many people would be there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now think about this. The United States is the golden country.
Mm-hmm.
It's the country of freedom, the country of dreams, the country of everything. If we didn't have those borders, think about how overpopulated everyone would be. Like, yeah, they're letting everyone in. Now's our time to go. Like from Africa, from South America, even from Canada. And I think Canada is probably the closest like anyone can get to us. Like, you know what I mean? Like, think about those places that are like this golden entrance just opened up. Mm-hmm. Let's all go here. And they're flooding. And now there's nothing in their homes or in their hometown unless people are like, they're fine living here.
Right.
But like all those people that want to get to America, they can finally do it.
Do that.
So kind of like think about like this cup. If this cup like was America, everyone's coming in, it's going to overflow at some point. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think borders are definitely necessary. Yeah. I mean,
I could agree with that. Having a structure and a certain, not a cutoff, but like a certain legislation.
Right.
I'll call the wall legislation of, all right, if you want to get into this, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this. And I agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't agree with how long it might take or what you have to do and all that stuff. But I definitely do think that it's good to have, learn about the country before you come in.
Right.
Like they take the tests and stuff like that. Like I think stuff like that is definitely good because I would love, like that's what the United States was built on, a melting pot of people.
Right.
And I love that if we could, make it even more that today, I feel like a lot of things in society would change too.
So, yeah. All right. So, I mean, I got one more thing just because we got to go here in a little bit. But so do you think that the person in office right now, like obviously Trump, like, do you think he plays a big factor into like why, like we don't have that, like that big flood of people I mean, kind of that big flood of people? I wouldn't
necessarily put it all on Trump
because at the end of the day, one guy, right?
Right. You see, at the end of the day, he's the president, but he's not gonna stop somebody that really wants to get to the United States to get to the United States. Like it's not like Trump is going down to the office or to whatever the immigration office and going like, no, do not let anybody in here.
Right.
It's just about doing it the right way, and I can agree with that. Like it might not sound good, but in a brighter scheme of things, it's good because it brings more of a connection to the person. Like, okay, I know that I need to do this.
Yeah.
It brings a responsibility. It shows who's responsible enough to even want to do this. Wants bad enough to do it.
It bad enough to do it.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, you can't really blame Trump for people that don't get into the country or people that want to, but they don't. Like, I feel like when at the end of the day, it's up to the person to make the decision of if they want to come here legally and if they want to come here legally.
That's
for sure. And maybe, it might be certain things like, it might take a long time, may take months, but if you're really willing to do that, then it just shows that you have what it takes to be a United States citizen and really be part of that melting pot of people that are here. Yeah. There's billions of people in the United States that did it legally.
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah. I think it's just so hard to like, I can't really say it's for the people who want it bad enough to do it the right way because like, I think a lot more people that want it bad enough do it the wrong way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I think it's just kind of like having your sense about like going about it.
Yeah.
And like, if you want to be here and I think want it bad enough for your family, you'll do it the right way.
Right.
But if you want it bad enough for yourself, you're not probably going to do it the right way. You know what I mean?
Because you can sneak in by yourself and not have to worry about anybody else.
But like if you're trying to sneak your whole family over here, like
you're just only putting them at risk.
You're only putting exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you could have did it the right way and you guys be set for real. And 100%. That's kind of like another thing that's just I want everybody to be able to be in the United States. I want a melting pot because I love all types of cultures and races and vibes and things that they do. You know, the food, the music, the vibes, the culture. Like, I feel like that's what makes the United States the United States. And maybe right now, with everything that's going on, and you know, there are being, and not all ICE agents are bad, but some, and the ones that are being shown into the light that are bad.
Yeah,
I feel like that's definitely something that plays a part with it, because at the end of the day, not much we can do with what the president is telling these people to do.
Yeah.
But all we can do is show support and, you know, stand on your beliefs. And if you're somebody that believes in, you know, open borders and stuff like that, like I'm 50-50 on open borders. Like, I want open borders, but it would be hard to really filter out, you know, the good ones that are coming here for good and the bad ones that are coming here to sell drugs or kidnapping, trafficking, and all that stuff. You know, you'll never know.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's my thing. I want open borders, but I don't want open borders to the point where we have the bad people.
Yeah. No, I mean, I can agree, and we'll probably be able to get into this more next episode or whatever. I'll probably have you on again and we'll talk about it or something like that. But I mean, I feel like we covered, some stuff that we feel, you know, should change in the world. And I think we did kind of a good job of doing that. So, Jay, it was good having you on, man.
Hey, we got another one in there.
Hey, we got another one in here.
So,
all right, boys. We'll see y'all later.
Good night, Arizona.